Howdy, Possum Patty here. It's a beautiful day in May 20th, and I'm nature journaling, and I'm going to try and walk away from the noise of the lawnmower. Well, I just took 2 steps and I found something new already. Now these are bracken ferns. You can tell a bracken fern because it comes up and then splits into 3. And there's about 9 or 10 of them right here. Now these bracken ferns are going to get much larger than this. They're just opening up, but they're going to grow pretty big. Nice little patch of them. Just a couple of notes on the bracken ferns. They are found on every continent except Antarctica. They may have the widest distribution of any fern. And also they may be one of the oldest ferns according to fossil records. They like acid soil, which we have on our property, but they are found everywhere except deserts. And the word bracken comes from an Old Norse word for fern. I'm also checking these little zigzag plants to see if they're Solomon seal or false Solomon seal, but nothing has buds on it yet. Because of my nature journaling, I now know when I get to the tree that looks like this, I know to turn around and check these pileated woodpecker holes. There's 2 different plants out here that grow in these whorls. One is the star flower and the other one is the Indian cucumber root. But the Indian cucumber root usually gets another tier with some flowers on it. But as soon as it blooms, you can tell what it is. See, here's another one. So this is the Indian cucumber root. I think the leaves are fatter on this one, a little bit different shape than the star flowers. And here's a small patch of those royal ferns. I'm going to have to note all this down, what's growing in this area, so I'll remember it. I didn't draw the plant that may be the Solomon seal or the false Solomon seal, and I didn't draw the plant which is the Indian cucumber root or the royal ferns, but I did draw the sphagnum moss because this is a different moss than the one that makes the little green stars. This may be Sphagnum palustra, or the blunt leaf peat moss. Now here's a wonderful patch of sphagnum moss. Well, I hope you don't get tired of me saying, I don't know what this is, because I don't know what this is. Something new, keep my eye on. Sometimes when the plants get bigger, they have flowers, I can identify them a little easier. And then once I know them at all the different stages, then they're much easier to identify. But I'm going to write this down, because maybe I can come back and check on it later. I drew the little unknown plant with the 3 leaves. It may be a saxifrage or maybe a grass of Parnassus, but I'll have to wait until it blooms to find out. So I marked my new plant down. I sketched it in my journal, and I noted that it was next to this mossy rock with this stump on it with 2 big roots, almost down to the circle at the end of the road. So as I just said, my nature journal is for learning, and sometimes I have more questions and unknowns than I do answers. Well, this is the edge of the property, and there's a spring seep that comes in through this area here. And last year I found some Jack-in-the-Pulpits down here, so that's what I'm looking for right now. Oh, there they are. Little tiny Jack-in-the-Pulpits. Couple little ones over there. And a whole patch of them over there. And one little one right down there. I did make a quick sketch of some of the Jack-in-the-Pulpits, even though they weren't blooming. I'm trying to be careful here because I know this is where the snakes are. But these ferns are not the same. I believe the ones up here, like this one, is a hay-scented fern, but the ones down here are not. See, it's got a different color rachis and a different pattern on the leaf. And I didn't draw the hay-scented ferns, but I did draw the fancy leaflets of what I think is going to be the lady ferns. Just a close-up of the leaflets, because on this fern, the leaf is divided once and then twice again. And then each little leaflet has a ruffly edge. So I wonder if these are lady ferns. It's easier to tell when they get the spores on the back. Because their spores are shaped like a J or like a comma. But I bet you that's what this is, so we'll come back and check it when it gets some spores. So I'm going to write this down. On the way back up the lane, I passed some Christmas ferns and some marsh blue violets. Now these are different than the common blue violets because the marsh blue violets, the flower is stalked above the leaves. And one more fern for today. I'm walking home up the lane instead of through the woods to see what's growing. And here's a Christmas fern. These are evergreen, they stay green all year. But this one has new leaves. Thanks for keeping me company today. Bye-bye.